Hi, and welcome to this episode of Victory Talk with Latasha White. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully, you gather just a few nuggets to help you add value to your life, to help you lead it just a little bit better. This week, I want to talk to you about stretching. Stretching, getting uncomfortable, doing the thing that is going to make you just a little uncomfortable, sometimes a lot uncomfortable. Sometimes you have to just show up and dive right into something that you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be painful. But what you're going to know is that on the other side of that is exactly what you've been looking for, exactly what you've been needing, exactly where you've been striving. But you won't know it if you don't go through it. Too many times we get right in the middle of the hard, we get right in the middle of the stretch, and it's like, nah, I'm just going to go back the other way because I don't know how much longer I've got to go. I don't know how much longer this is going to be hard, and I just don't want to do it anymore. But if I know you at all, and because you're here listening, it means that you're a person that does the hard things. You're a person that shows up for themselves. You're a person that will go through the hard to get to the other side of it, to see what it is that you're supposed to get. That being said, when it gets tough, when it gets hard, when it gets like, oh my gosh, I cannot take another step. Oh my gosh, I cannot do another thing. Oh my gosh, I need to take a breather. Do it. Do it. Take a breather. You don't have to continue pushing unless you're delivering a baby. That's the only time you have to do that. Otherwise, you can allow yourself just a little bit of time to breathe for a second and then get right back in it. That's what's it. The get back in it. That's where we lose it so many times, that we're not getting back in it. We get to the point of, yeah, I'm going to take a break. And then that break ends up being a year or two. And then you're back at the drawing board. Ain't nobody got time to be going back to the drawing board, right? So we want to continue to go. And sometimes you just need an extra little nudge, an extra little push, an extra little, you got that, sis. And I'm here to tell you, you might not be a sis, you might be a brother, you might be a whoever. You're just a person. You got this. You got this. Let me encourage you that you got this. It does not matter where you're at. It does not matter what your status is. It does not matter any of those things. What does matter is that the dedication, consistency, and integrity you have for yourself. You are what matters here. So many times we're looking externally for the validation, but we need to look internally. We need to look internally at those things that we need to grow through. And that's where the push is. That's where it gets hard. That's where it gets like, oh, this is a little bit too ugly for me. But the beautiful thing is, what your goal was, the thing that you set out to do, whatever the accomplishment is right on the other side of that discomfort. Like I said, I'm not telling you anything that I haven't done before, anything that I don't do consistently, anything that I haven't experienced. So I'll just give you this example. Just the other day, and many of you saw this on my Facebook post, just the other day, I ran a 5K. And I am saying the word ran for the first time in my entire adult life. That is not anything that I ever set out to do. Even when I said that I was going to do the 5K, never, ever, when I signed up, I never said I was going to run. I never said any of that. My goal was to show up, to finish, and to connect with some people that I haven't had a chance to connect with before. That was my goal. But when I got there, I allowed myself to be coachable. And what happened was I was challenged to run at least the first mile. I was in my Kangoo Jumps boots, and I thought, okay, I have an extra 4 pounds on each foot. I wasn't planning on running anything, but I was like, that's going to be the stretch. That's going to be the extra push. Yeah, I showed up with a little bit of a push for myself, but I didn't give myself the extra push. I allowed myself to be coached into the extra push. That being said, I get to the first mile. Absolutely, am I not going to stop now? I've gotten this far. Let's see how far can I go? And so I was running with another lady alongside me, and she was like, okay, we're going to stop. I'm like, no, we're not going to stop just yet. We're not going to stop just yet. We're going to go as far as we possibly can. And then we'll take a small break. And then we both agreed that we will finish out strong together. That is exactly what happens in life when you allow yourself to be coached, allow yourself to connect with somebody else, allow yourself to be encouraged by someone. Even if you don't know them, you know who trusted voices are. You know with your own internal, like, do they have my best interest at heart? Are they in it with me? You know those things. So when you get to those points and you're like, okay, I'm doing a little bit of the hard, allow yourself to be pushed through the rest of the hard. Allow yourself to get the burst of wind at the end that's going to get you through to the other side, that's going to allow you to accomplish the goal that you set out for. We ran through the finish line together. I'm not asking you to do anything by yourself. This life is not set up for you to do it by yourself. Allow yourself to be coached. Allow yourself to connect with other people that also want you to win, and go do it together. So if anything that I'm saying sounds a little bit foreign to you, sounds a little bit like, oh, well, that's good for you, Tasha. I don't have anybody in my life like that. Then connect with me, because that is my purpose, to help you live out the most full expression of yours. So that's all you have to do is email me at info@latashawhite.com. That is it. That's the easiest email you'll ever have to send, and say, this is what resonated with me with Victory Talk. I need to know what my next steps are. Can you help me through this? That's it. That is it. So thank you so much for showing up for yourself and connecting with me here on Victory Talk. Until we meet again, remember to lead with love.